I'm going to go through the standings really quick. So in Tier 1, we have SNRC Hickey in 4th place. We have Senna in 2nd, only 2.5 points behind. Then we have Nick PDNB in 3rd place, 23rd Nebula in 4th, Mashman in 5th, Digital in 6th, Julio in 7th, Jay Morley in 8th, and with 2 vacant seats there at the minute then in 9th and 10th. Then in Tier 2 we have Kenzie Retro in 1st place, but is starting to be caught by Mr. SFODC. Then we've got Big Damo, we've got Chloe then in 4th, Grief in 5th, Ratatron in 6th, Welch in 7th, Sam in 8th, Aqua in 9th, and Hero Bago in 10th place. And then in the teams we have McLaren on top at 327, Aston Martin in 2nd, Haas in 3rd, Ferrari 4th, Mercedes 5th, Alpha Tauri 6th, Alpine 7th, Williams 8th, Red Bull 9th, and Alfa Romeo 10th. So guys, really looking forward to this. Don't know who's going to be where, especially in the rain. I don't know that many people practice for the rain. So will Pug take it easy, or is he just going to go and set a massively good pace lap? Nice and steady. This is going to be nice and slidey. I didn't get to look at the weather to see what way it's going to be, so it's going to be quite an interesting one. And you'll be happy to know my voice is pretty much back to normal. Still a tiny bit of a cold, nothing major, so the commentary should be a little bit more active tonight, because definitely on Monday I just didn't have the energy to speak, so hopefully I try to get as much as I can in. And I'm really excited about this. Appreciate all the good reliable drivers that we're getting in the league, and like people know we're Formula Funatics, we are a fun league. Yes, you will race hard, but at the same time enjoy yourself, because that's what it's all about. It's all about having a laugh. And we just love seeing the likes of Damo, Chloe, Kenzie, all these guys showing in, week out. So, and it's brilliant. Now we've got Panda back and a few others as well, so I'm delighted. Ratatron has been a great addition to our racing as well, and tonight for the first time racing with us is the Dark Mark 21. Definitely interested to see what he does. He's a complete newbie. Well, a newbie for us in FFG, should I say. I know he does league racing other places. So the benchmark to be set is a 1:41.9, so let's see how that goes as times come in. I'm not going to try and go on everyone. We're going to stay on with Grief here as he's going down the back. I'll keep 9 times. And Julio is after getting a 1:41.6. Nice little lap by Julio there. And then we have Ratatron a 1:44.2. I'm sure he's literally just getting a feeler in. He won't be going all out just yet. Grief there, a 1:40.8. Wow, huge difference there. Well done, Grief. As I say that, ART Russell a 1:40.0. Pooh, he is really showing in the face there now. Chloe a 1:43.111. That was a good feeler lap to get in. Will anyone have any answer for ART Russell? This young guy is just he's just brilliant at what he does. Like, I'm just so happy that he's in here. He's going to give all these older guys like Senna there in 3rd place at 1:40.9. The Dark Mark at 1:41.1. 23rd Nebula at 1:40.6. So ART Russell still has quite a bit of a pace deficit there. So ART Russell is, I'm sure, feeling very comfortable at the minute. Wow. So I'm interested to know, so if anyone who is listening to this or watching this, does anybody know what the race is going to be? So Hickey there 1:41.2. Oh, Pug's gone off. Everyone's sliding around a bit. Be interesting to see what Nick PDNB does. Digital Panda. Going to be very interesting to see. So I'm going to jump on with Panda until he gets his lap done. So let's see what Panda does here now. At 140.1005 up in 5th there at the minute. So guys, I tell you one thing. At the minute, ART Russell must be sitting quite comfortably there. Wow. Digital there 141.8. So we've DC, Kenzie and PDMB yet to set a time. We're on with PDMB now. Let's see what he's doing. So I'm sure everyone's going to be going back into pits now. Wait a few minutes and go back out again. This is going to be quite interesting to see what happens. I heard nothing to dry, but they're fucked in the rain. Hickey, is it going to be a dry or wet race, my brother? I didn't get to see. And I'm too thick to check. As we have Nick now coming out of the last corner. So ART Russell doesn't feel safe and is going out for another run already. Oh wow, what a lap by Nick PDMB. 139.6. Okay, ART Russell, you're right to go back out. Wet race as well, beautiful. Wow. Hickey for the win, 2021. Wow. Hickey, give at least 1.6 seconds to try and get up on the pole. Surely it'll dry out a bit. That was a fantastic lap of Nick. Wet, dry, wet. Ah, so it's just an average day for you, so getting wet to dry to wet. Anyone who doesn't know, Mr. Hickey, his pre-race ritual of a BJ is still going quite strong, so just in case you're all worried about him. Nebula at 140.4 as well, I didn't see that, that's quite good. Panda at 140.6, so Panda's after improving as well. To be quite honest with you, with the way the track seems to be evolving with times, I could see us in the low 139s. Wow, you've heard that here first. 1.6 seconds is all it takes for Hickey's ritual to last. To be honest with you, I reckon you'd probably get 1.7, 1.8 next time, mate. I believe in you. Well, lads, I don't even know who to be on with here. So Ratatron's just gone out and done 4 laps on the tyres, I say, just to get a feel of the track. As Kenzie likes to always leave it late enough before he goes out. I don't think Kenzie minds too much if he's not right up there, especially at the race start, because he always thinks about the race distance. Hence he's leading tier 2 at the minute. DC is out there also, so Kenzie's going to finish his lap first, so let's see. I'm sure Kenzie's fueled for 2 or 3 laps because he's not running low just yet. So a feeler in a 144.3. Kenzie is going to be flying now. So let's see what DC can do. RT Russell is back in the pit. So DC is tipping along quite nicely. Don't know where he's going to end up. Who knows? So I don't. PDMB is still out there doing a few laps, getting the feel of the track, I think. Excuse me. I would assume he's going to go back in soon enough. Get a fresh set out to go for it again. I think he has the time. Be cutting it for quite close, to be quite honest. So I'm at DC now around the final corner. Where does he end up? DC's up into 7th place. Not bad at all. And as I missed there, Grief at 139.8. Not a bad lap there by 2 teammates. 2 of them. Be great to see AlphaTauri there starting on the front row together. That'd be quite cool. I think it'd be the first time ever in FFG that 2 teammates actually lock out the front row if it was to happen. But you have Nebula fresh out there, you have Digital out there, and the outlap, just as I say it there, is gone ART Russell and PDMB. So here we go, guys. We're going to be seeing some fast action. So let me see. Okay, so there you go. Nebula's out on 5-lap old tyres. He needs to get in the pits now. So PDMB started his lap. We're going to stay on with PDMB. Provisional pole at the minute. Let's see if he improves through the first sector. Mr. America has the bit between his teeth so far. Oh, Julio's crashed out. Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. I'm keeping an eye here in sector 1. He is up 0.2 of a second. What? Wow. Let's see what his sector 2 time is going to be. Has he lost time? Has he gained time? He's still up 0.2 so far. He is flying it. Great lap by him so far, nice and tidy. As he crosses the line, guys, how much has he improved his time by? Wow. Over 0.3, nearly 0.4 of a second. That gauntlet is now done. Oh, ART Russell's gone off. Ah, unlucky. Unlucky. So Grief, I don't think is going to go again by the looks of it. He certainly doesn't have the time now. So we are on with Nebula, DC and Digital there. So teammates buckling up so far. So Panda's on an outlap. Senna's on his outlap as well. Hickey and Ratatron. Chloe is on a... No, unfortunately Chloe has spun. Oh, lucky girl. Still Chloe's doing brilliantly. That's what we like to see. How are you, Shane? You old bollocks. Anyone who sees Shane's comments in our stream. He is a guy who loves to rob sales. So when I'm getting to eat my beans and toast and can't afford a beautiful steak, he's the reason why, to be fair about it. He's the kind of guy who wakes up and just thinks, who would I like to rob today? But you know, he means well, he means well. So we'll stay on with Panda here now, guys. I've never seen a Panda drive this fast. Yeah, DC, I'd say it's going to be an interesting finish to the race if it is wet all the way to the last 10 laps. And Shane, what the fuck are you talking about, you big bollocks? You come here to listen to me as well, you old whore. Did you, Kenzie? I was wondering what happened to you there, mate. Do you know what? It's probably not a bad thing starting from the back of the grid, especially in a wet race. Oh, good save by Panda. So, guys, it looks like for the first time in FFG50 we're going to have teammates on the front row. It's going to be an interesting one to see. So Pugwell's Senna. Senna's up quite a bit of time. I don't think he's going to break into the top 5 at this pace. He needs to pull another bit out of his arse. He needs to pull at least another 2 tenths really to get in there. Not a bad lap in 6th place. Not a bad lap, to be fair. Panda is up 0.6 of a second. Could a wild Panda get himself onto the 2nd row of the grid? Or even the top? Let's have a look at a wild Panda now. No, he doesn't know. She's on a 150. I don't know why it was showing that he was faster. Mr. Hickory Dickory Dock there. Oh, he's ran wide. Sorry, I just had to stop myself sneezing there. So Shane, how art thou? How was the match actually, mate? Did you win your match? So anyone who doesn't know Shane, he's a lad who lives in Baltinglass and Wicklow, but their sisters are also their mothers. Harmless guy, really. Hickey, do you want to know something? I like the way you strategically put yourself in 12th place. I know you didn't do it on purpose. You decided to yourself, today is the day I'm just going to let fate control that race. And there we go, guys. So Nick P then beating Merkins on pole. Digital got up to 2nd place. Well done, Digital. So you got then the Mercedes splitting the Alpha Tauris, Grief in 3rd, ART Russell in 4th. He was unlucky to break his wing. Nebula is in 5th. Senna is 6th. DC is 7th. The Dark Mark 21 is 8th. Panda is 9th. And then Pugwills counts out the top 10. Then we've got Ratatron in 11th. My babe Hickey in 12th. Julio in 13th. Chloe in 14th. And then go down here really quick. Kenzie in 15th and Amo in 16th. So guys, there ye go. To be honest with you, Hickey, I didn't think you were going to continue the lap because I thought to myself, right, he's up 700ths or 7 tenths. He doesn't want to show off. Hickey's not that kind of guy. He's very humble. He's going to stay in 12th. So guys, going to be a wet race. It'll be a 5-minute break as usual. So I'm just going to stay talking shy. So yeah, anyone who is looking at racing is more than welcome to join our leagues. Our Discord link is in the Twitch for the 50% league, and then we do have the Classics League, which runs on a Monday, streamed live here at 8:30 every Monday. So season 2 is gone off to a belter of a start. Nice few addition of drivers there as well. So yeah, that's that's great racing, and yeah, it's getting definitely better as well. And yeah, I think we're going to try to get a few more podcasts in. It just unfortunately fell through last week. But we will try to get a few more in. So, Kenzie, I'm not going to lie to you. Pete looks after the ratings. I don't know what way that mad scientist does his stuff. I didn't drink nerd juice, so he has way more nerd juice than me. So, definitely Pete is the guy to ask about that. To be fair. So guys, PDMB is in first, Digital is in second, Grief is in third, the South African Grief. ART Russell, our youngest driver by a fair bit, is in fourth place, he's only 14 years old. Then we've got Nebula in fifth, Senna is in sixth, he's 550 years old. You've got DC in seventh place, or DC's woman in seventh place, should I say. You've got the Dark Mark in eighth place. You've got a Wild Panda in ninth place. So, Akura has a good old Polish panda. Then Pugwell's in 10th. Ratatron's in 11th. Babe is in 12th. Julia Verne is in 13th place. You've got Cork Chloe, I think it's Cork she's from, and she's down in 14th place. Then you have Kenzie Retro in 15th. And then Ardemo in 16th place. So, a lot of English, Irish, South African, who else? Italian, and then Welsh as well, I think, is in our league. And America. So guys, this is, I don't know what way this is going to go. If I am fair in saying, I reckon AlphaTauri are looking ridiculously strong. But ART Russell does have good race pace from what I've been hearing. So, I don't even know who's going to be. I'm going to go PDMB for the win. I'm going to go Grief second, and I'm going to go Russell third. Or no, Joe, Senna in third. Senna is quite stable. So PDMB, Grief, and Senna. So I reckon AlphaTauri are going to get a 1-2. And here we go, the lights are going to go off and it'll take about a second and then we'll get racing, as there's always that little time delay. Oh! Digital's after jumping the start, as is ART Russell, but we'll have a drive-through for that. So it doesn't really matter about them going off into the lead. So PDMB and Nebula. Nebula's after doing a very good job there getting by Grief. Oh, Senna's down at the back. What's happened, Senna? Senna spun. Yeah, Senna has spun. Wow. So Hickey and Panda are swapping places. Oh, yeah, not a bother there. Good fair racing. Nebula and PDMB are having a nice little battle here. And then you have ART Russell and Digital, who are going to have to pit. I'm sure they are kicking themselves. PDMB taking it nice and easy. Doesn't need to overdrive too much. Although he does have Nebula right on his ass. Then you've got Grief and DC. What happened, Panda? Panda was fighting with Hickey. He's dropped it. Chloe in then in 14. Look at Damo up into 13. Well done, Damo, up 3 positions, as is Kenzie. Ratatron then is in 11th place. Wow. So PDMB is holding up Russell. The two guys are not going in the pit straight away. They have 2 laps to do this in now. Otherwise they are DSQ'd. So PDMB with the fastest lap of the race so far. Russell and Digital are fighting away, but I'm sure they're both feeling quite gutted now. They've thrown away 2 very good spots. That's going to be a full drive through, so they're going to lose at least 15 seconds minimum in the pits. So they definitely will be last coming out. So PDMB is starting to catch ART Russell. Andy's starting to pull away now from Nebula as the dark matter has gone by Julio. Oh, Ratatron's after getting by Julio also. Julio is struggling at the opening phase of the race. So I'm going to jump back on here. PDMB is catching these guys at a rate of knots. So Nick is starting to get himself into that rhythm. It took a lap or 2 to get them tyres turned on, but now they're turned on. He's starting to show that pace as ART Russell and Digital. It looks like ART Russell was going to go for something and is going for something. Will it work out though? This is not the corner to try this kind of stuff at. Well, Digital's giving them plenty of room there, and the guys have done well not to be touching, because that's the kind of corner where it can go wrong very quick, especially in these conditions. So will the 2 guys be going in now? I'm assuming they will, or they're going to wait to the last lap, but they're both going into pits. So Nebula now with the fastest lap of the race. DC then, actually, wow. It's changed there now. You also have Julio in the pits. Julio must have picked up a bit of damage. So Nebula and PDMB having a dicey little battle there. Look at Chloe now up into 10th place. Digital down in 12th. ART Russell 13th. Demo 14th. Panda is out after retiring. What has happened, Panda? Panda has crashed at the end of the pits. Oh, Panda's in the wall. Panda is after crashing out of this race. I don't know what's happened there. Oh, not the way he wanted to start the racing off. Unlucky, my brother. Hopefully he'll be able to explain to us what happened there in Discord later on. So Hickey not with a bad start, up 6 positions, the highest gainer alongside Kenzie Retro. So PDMB will go through positions gain from the start as it steadied out a little bit. So PDMB started in pole and is still in 1st place. Nebula started actually in 5th place and is now up to 2nd. Grief, who started 3rd, is 3rd. DC is up 3 places in 4th. Pug Willis is up 5 places in 5th place. So started 10th, up in 5th. Hickey though, Hickey started 12th and is up in 6th place. The Dark Matter is up 1 spot. Ratatron is up 3 spots then behind his friend. Then Kenzie, who started 15th, is up in 9th place. And Chloe, who started 14th, is up in 10th place. Senna, who started in 6th place, is now literally just after overtaking Chloe there and is in 10th place. And ART Russell is now fighting with Senna. Looks like ART Russell is faster here. This is going to be a good one. The whole way down the straight. Senna and Russell. Russell is now ahead, but Senna has the inside line for the corner. I would fancy Senna here. Yeah, as well, I'll tell you one thing, Russell isn't giving up either with Senna. So it looks like Russell is going to get that place. Senna has to give up and back out of that one. He knew that himself. So the biggest loser today has been Digital, who started in 2nd place and is now in 12th place. So going back up here now, Grief is starting to get involved and getting interested in Nebula. Digital is all over the back of Senna here now as well. Chloe's not too far behind him either. Yellow flag in sector 2. Wonder who that was. There's no car stopped there. Oh, it's ART Russell, is it? Oh no, Demo. Demo unfortunately has dropped it for himself. Demo likes a bit of drifting. So this is a great little battle going on up the front here. Not even a second and a half covers PDMB, Nebula and Grief, but Grief here is catching Nebula. So Nebula is now looking behind him, not ahead. I'm going to stay on with Grief and Nebula just for now. Although Digital is all over Senna. Oh, Digital gives Senna a little love tap, letting him know he's there. ART Russell is now in the pits. He must be needing a wing change, is he? And Julio is now in the pits. Oh, unlucky Julio. Keep it going, brother. So Grief is all over the back. Well, he did look like he was all over the back of Nebula. Maybe I am wrong. These three are having a fantastic fight here. DC, look at him. Look at his misses representing. So to be fair about if DC does very well, it's definitely down to his misses. If he loses, does that and silly, it's definitely down to him. I think that's very fair. And this battle for the lead is epic. 3 cars within a second of each other. Nebula's getting a great tow, but by the time he's right on his tail, that rain is still pouring down as well. Oh, as Digital's got by Senna. Digital has got by Senna, so Senna is definitely struggling. Digital's on that recovery drive. So the biggest loser has been ART Russell at the moment. Driving in the wet, it can be tough for some guys. This is a great little battle here, and DC is now going to start getting involved. Ooh, look at Grief. Oh, Grief has dropped it. Grief has dropped it. So that's DC now up into 3rd place. Wow. Oh, I feel so bad for him there. Not too heavy a damage either now because it is unreduced. So PDMB has got on a bit of space now between himself and Nebula. And DC is not too far off now in 3rd. Pug Willis is in 4th. Dark is in 5th. Hickey's 6th. Ratatron 7th place. Grief is down in 8th place. Mackenzie up in 9th. Digital back in 10th place now. Getting there. And looks like Digital's going to make a move on Kenzie. Will he do it at 130 or will he wait? Digital's going to be patient, but it looks like he's waiting. Senna is also there to try and capitalise on this. So you've got Grief, Ratatron, Darkmatter, Nebula. Wow, so many people have jumped into the pits. So DC is now leading this race. So Pug Will's in 2nd, Hickey in 3rd. So PDMB and Nebula decided, nah, let's get in fresh tyres. They're out on the softs already. Wow. Sorry guys, I did not realise it dried up that much. So let's go on to tyres. So let's see this now. PDMB is on softs, Nebula is on softs. Then you've got the Darkmatter and Ratatron on softs. Kenzie is on mediums, Grief and Senna on softs. Oh, these guys could have missed the trick here. Because this happened in my race in France. But I was driving on the softs, but it did look still soaking. But I was able to get the grip on the dry. So this is going to be very, very interesting. Wow. I think the guys have missed a bit. Yeah, the softs are definitely faster. Is that I heard he rustle off. It is. He's still on the mediums. He needs to get in the pits and get onto soft tyres. Definitely dry tyres look like it's the way to go. As DC is in the pits now. Has DC lost his third spot because of this? Digital is being pushed along by the guys. Digital's going to have to pit. So now that's after releasing PDNB. So DC will come out in third place by the looks of it. Will he keep it though? Yes, he does. So the Dark Matter up to fourth place. Wow, wow, wow. Pugwell's in fifth. Hickey is in sixth. Ratatron seventh. Digital coming out in hards. Digital's going to try to go to the end now. This looks like Digital is going to be close with Grief. Has Grief got by? Grief has got by Digital. And Senna then in 10th. Chloe is in 11th. With Kenzie in 12th place. So Chloe has got ahead of Kenzie there by the looks of it. Track is drying up way faster than expected. DC is Dark Matter up right behind him as well. So it looks like DRS should be enabled next lap then if that's the case. If DRS gets enabled, PDNB... Oh, I tell you one thing. Nebula is all over PDNB there. Nebula now has DRS. So PDNB is going to have to pull off a miracle here. Yeah, Nebula just had the speed there with that back wing open as well. Not much he could have done there. Pug Wills is after getting himself a penalty. Track limits. Dark Matter's having a great... This is his very first race in FFG as well. So he's having a little stormer of a race. It's DC and Dark... Oh, DC is off. DC is off. Not what he wanted at all. So you've got teammates there, Pug Willis and Ratatron now in 4th and 5th place. So this is a good showing here by Alpine. Hickey's now in 6th. DC is back on the track now in 7th. Grief in 8th. Senate in 9th. Chloe in 10th. Damo's unfortunately dropped it again, mate. So what can the Dark Matter do here? PDNB is dropped off quite a bit from Nebula. PDNB is starting to catch Nebula now, and this is where it matters, where you get the DRS. He's catching him at right knots now. Going on the inside. Nebula is not giving up without a fight, I'll tell you that much. PDNB looks like he has the job done. So they're after changing positions now for the second time in the same amount of laps, the same spot. So the DRS is quite powerful here. The Dark Matter must be feeling a little bit comfortable knowing that Pug Willis has a 3-second penalty. And Grief and Hickey. Oh, Hickey has dropped it. What has happened there? Senna's probably getting excited seeing Hickey's dropped it, but Hickey does have that bit of time in the difference. Look at Chloe there. So Hauser having a great old day. Both in the top 10. You both Alpines in the top 10. Both AlphaTauris in the top 10. Chloe keeping it nice and steady as well. I'm gutted for DC. Giulio Verni is now in a 134.7. As I say that, a 132.5 for ART Russell. ART Russell definitely has pace. Damo's after getting himself a penalty, unfortunately, as we are on with the Dark Matter now, who is catching Nebula at a pace. And more importantly for PDMB, Nebula did not have DRS. So this is now playing in hand for PDMB, having Dark Matter right there to put the pressure now on Nebula. So it might get him a little bit of breathing space, or I might put him down under bigger pressure. Oh, Ratatron's after DNFing. What happened there? I'm gonna stay on with grief. It looks like Ratatron has, dropped it there in the S's. Not what he wanted at all. So there he is in the wall. Oh, unlucky me. Not a good day for Ratatron, unfortunately. Oh, that is so unlucky. I like the guy. They are the corners where it does just take one slight kind of too much curve and it's going to send you straight into the scene of the accident on the wall, unfortunately. But no safety car. Oh! The Dark Matter there got a little bit too wary, or too lackadaisy, should I say, and it's dropped off quite a bit now, as Nebula has the DRS and is sailing by Mr. PDMB. So what does Nick now have in response to him? ART Russell has stopped 3 times. So we'll have a look at the penalties there. We'll leave it on with the penalties. 3 seconds for Pug Willis, 3 seconds for Digital, 6 seconds for Julio, 3 seconds for ART Russell, and 3 seconds for Demo. Well, so PDMB has an awful lot more ERS than Nebula. So Nick is probably going to be in a very better spot now coming this lap, as he's going to have plenty of ERS to use up now. He's going to pull that gap down as he did in the last time that he overtook. Pull that gap in now, get the DRS with the last bit of DRS, and fly by Nebula. So Nebula is running 6%. Wow. Yeah. So you expect PDMB now to sail by once he gets that DRS. There'll just be a swap of position again. So the overtake is wide open, and Nick goes back into the lead. And there's not much Nebula could have done about that there. So Mark's after getting a 3-second penalty as well. Ouch. So he needs to get the shoe in and hope for the best now at this stage. He needs to get by the 2 guys and pull a little bit on them. But will he be able to do so? Some great little battles here now, guys. Senna is not too far off Hickey either. So I'm kind of thinking to myself though, if you're on softs now, how soon before you pull the trigger to go on to either another set of softs or to go on to the mediums, is it going to rain again? Because it's not exactly what you call bright. So I know Hickey said before the race it should be wet, dry, wet. But is it going to be a case that you'd be good enough to get onto a set of mediums and go all the way to the end? And even if it drizzles at the end, you should still be okay, unless it's going to be like Russia and what happened our boy Mr. Lando Norris, where he might get sick. But to be honest, at the minute, it is looking like, it's definitely looking like the softs are still going strong at the minute. But how long before you decide to jump onto those mediums? PDMB at 132.1, so PDMB is starting to pull away a bit, which is not what Nebula wants to see. Oh, Nebula's gone off. Nebula's gone off, so the Dark Matter's going to get by Nebula now. Wow. Nebula has ran wide. I'm wondering, is his tyre starting to give him grief, because it did not look... It didn't look like that and major happened there, just ran wide. Has his tyres overheated. Wow, I didn't expect that. The car just looked like it drove off the track for no reason. Wonder, are his tyres starting to overheat? Only Nebula will be able to answer that for us. Gonna go with Giulio. Giulio is not too far away now from Kenzie. Kenzie just was off there and is back going. Look at Chloe up in 8th place, not a bother. Well done, Chloe. Go on, me girl. So the guys now, to be honest with you, if I was Nick, I'd probably try and pit onto fresh mediums as it brightens up massively now. So if I was him in the next few laps, I'd be jumping in onto a set of mediums and going to the very end. Why not? Why not? Dark Matter is driving a great race. Or Dark Mark. Grief, great recovery back into 5th place there. To Giulio Vanini. The Hickey is keeping Senna at bay at the minute, steadily in the 2-ish seconds. Oh, to be honest, if I was Nick, I would consider going in on medium soon. It doesn't want to show me much. That must be Damo behind Nick, as Nick laps Damo. Pug Willis is after getting by Nebula. Is Nebula gone off again? No. What's happened, Nebula? Does he have damage? Oh, it looks like he has everything. If I was Nebula, I'd be jumping in the pits now and trying to gain a bit of time back on PDMB, Pugwells and the Dark, because the Dark is all over the back now of PDMB now. Interesting. Interesting is right. So it looks like PDMB made a boo-boo somewhere and has lost a chunk of time to the Dark Mark. So we're going to stay on here, guys, as Hickey and Grief have now traded positions, and Nebula. Grief must have dropped it. Oh, Grief's in the pits. Of course it's not showing me that. I need to get that changed. Take the penalties off. Alright, as we're going to jump back on. So at the minute, PDMB is in 4th still, hasn't pitted since the Inters. The same with Dark Matter, who's jumped up in nice few places there as well. But at least PDMB has that 3-second buffer as well. Pugwell's in 3rd, Hickey's 4th, Senna's up to 5th, Nebula is now in 6th place after dropping down a good few spots, and Griff is in 7th, Chloe is in 8th, Digital's in 9th, DC is 10th. ART Russell is just outside the point, well, the main points really at the minute, but I'm sure it won't be before too long he'll be back in the top 10 if he keeps pushing as he's doing on a great recovery drive from an unlucky start. He got a drive-through penalty along with Digital. So Damo's after overtaking Kenzie now. So Damo's having a great little belter of a race there, as the Dark Matter, or Dark Mark, has pitted. So Pug Wills is now in second and PDMB is in third. To be honest with you, I think that's a very smart move by Dark. So let's see, does the undercut work? Because this is where Dark Mark needs to make a count. He needs to push very, very hard now. As does PDMB if he wants to keep that lead. As Nebula is now in 5th place. They're sending now in a fresh set of mediums now. I think PDMB has missed the trick. I know he has the 3-second penalty buffer as well, but he'd like to win it on track. Nebula's dropped it. Chloe's up in 6th now. Good one, Chloe. So I wonder the guys running too much aero and cooking the tyres now. They're expecting a more of a wet race. So now we have PDMB in the pits. Let's see how this goes. Pug Wills is staying out. So the Dark Mark, let's see how he gets on. This is the one I'm very... Oh, he's on the softs though, so he's going to be flying. And it looks like mediums for Nick. Looks like the Dark is going to get ahead of Nick. Yeah. So the Dark has jumped Nick. What does Nick do now? So Nick's out on softs as well. Wow, 3 seconds. That was a huge undercut. Undercut is massive here. Pug Wales is going to be losing out on a huge trick. He needs to get in straight away. Wow. At the minute, PDMB is not where he needs to be. He's over 3 seconds behind Dark Mark. He needs to be 3 seconds or less. PDMB is 100% in battery. Grief is back up to 5th here, and Hickey. So let me check the pit stops. So Hickey has to stop again. So Hickey is provisional 4th place at the minute, as is Pug Wills provisional 4th. I'm assuming he'll have to jump in now. No, he's staying out. And you can see he is struggling there now. Wow, Mark is flying out there at 131.6. Go on, Chloe. So Chloe is in an honest race here with Digital. Both have yet to stop. If I was Chloe, I'd be pitting right now this lap. And she'll gain a few seconds ahead of Digital then come the next lap on Digital pit. So Chloe is pitting this lap. Well done, girl. Get in there. Great move. I think that's going to be one where Digital, I know Digital is going to be on the hards. He's going to try to go to the end, but them hards are going to be desperate at the end. Pug Wills needs to pit this lap. So Chloe now, plenty of room on fresh tyres. Can't go wrong with that. Should be super fast now. So Senna is going to the end. Nebula is going to the end now. I'm assuming Digital is going to try to get them hards to the end. Whether he'll have the pace at the end, who knows. So Nick is now in 3 seconds of the Dark Matter. Pug Wills has really killed his race. Pug should really pit it a few laps ago. So let's see where Pug ends up after this. I won't be surprised if he is behind Digital. Or maybe it was a bit too generous with that because Grief so far back actually. Yeah, never mind that, Pug, you're in 3rd. PDMB, he needs to do what he can do now, because he could have thrown away the race here, losing out on that undercut, because that undercut was massive. As Hickey's looking to get by Senna and Nebula. Wow, this is looking a bit dodgy. Hickey needs to sit a bit back and hope for the best here. And as he does that, he is now right beside Senna. A great battle here for 6th place. I'm sure Nebula's not saying it's so great. He'd like probably a bit more time up the road away from these guys. Senna must not be feeling comfortable there now, having Hickey right behind him. Hickey is super fast and he's very tidy and consistent as well. So Senna knows he has his work out from there. So Nick now is in the 2.5 second range, so Nick has done enough so far. He needs to keep within this kind of time window if he gets to win the race. Senna, Hickey and Nebula are still having a great little fight there. Haas getting great points in. So we've only 2 drivers out of the race so far. Unfortunately, Pandu crashed at turn 1 and Ratatron, who crashed in the S's at about turn 3. PDMB is starting to slowly catch in the dark matter now as well. As you can see, he's pushing, he really wants to get that first place. Julio is getting plenty of penalties here tonight. I think he is winning the award tonight for most penalties by quite a distance. Let's have a look for the crack. Yeah, 14 seconds for Julio. So 3 seconds for the dark matter, 3 seconds for Pug Willis, 3 seconds for Digital, 3 seconds for ART Russell, 14 seconds for Julio. Demo has 6 seconds, and as I said that there, Mr. DC gets himself 3 seconds also, or Miss DC if it's Miss Racing, or Mrs. to be, or whatever. So look at DC is on 10 lap old hards, Digital's on 12 lap old hards. So Nebula is starting to catch Digital now by quite a pace, so this is going to be where Digital should consider going on to the softs. Although he has only back to Hickey and he's not going to lose much time, so he probably should. If I was him, I would have. If I was DC, I'd probably do it as well, because the worst place you could be. Oh, Hickey's after getting by Senna. Got the job done and dusted. Nebula is not far off now, Digital. So good recovery by Nebula, in fairness. Oh, grief's after dropping it there. And he's after retiring on purpose, which I've seen on the track. Yeah, that's after causing a safety car. He is going to be getting himself punished for that one there, because you're not allowed to take yourself out on purpose on track. So we will be putting that one to the stewards later. Unfortunate, Grief just got himself pissed off, I'd say, and now is after slowing down this race, and that's not really fair on Mr. Dark Matter there himself. PDMB is going in the pits. Does Pug Wells try to stay out? No, Pug Wells is going in the pits as well. Digital's surely going to have to try to get in the pits now. So everybody so far looks like they're pitting yet. I think he's going for it. So everybody's pitting in. Kenzie's in the pits as well. Chloe doesn't really need to pit. Fair play, girl. So I'm not going to say much about the safety cars out because there's not much to say other than some great racing so far. Oh, Panda's table broke. Oh, Damo DNF'd. I did not realise Damo DNF'd. He must have dropped it coming out of the pits. Ouchie, ouchie, ouchie. I'm going to get myself an old drink. So the Dark Matter, I feel, is being robbed of a chance of a win now, to be quite honest. Not that I know it was close between them, but this crashing out on purpose thing has, I think, ruined what could have been a great strategic race at the end. Although it's helped Digital massively. So he was definitely going to be dropping off. Wow. I'd say Julio unfortunately won't be catching these guys before this day race restarts. So this has really put Dark Matter and Pug Willis at jeopardy of even getting a podium now. Excuse me. I really do feel bad for the two of these guys now because it's in the rules about this whole crashing out on purpose. The fact that it's caught live as well. But there's definitely going to be a reprimand for that. What that reprimand may be, well, that's down to the discretion of the stewarding team. Safety car is now in this lap, so Dark Mark is now taking over as the pace car. Oh, Hickey's after hitting the back of Senna now and getting a 5-second penalty. I mean, that must have been Hickey hit Senna, yeah. So Mark's after going for it there now. That was a great restart by Mark. Pug Wells now is putting pressure on PDMB, as is Digital. Dark Mark is after getting a 3-second penalty again there. So that's essentially putting him down to about 7th, 8th place at the minute. More. Oh, wow. So PDMB is still in 2nd. Pug Wells is in 3rd with a 3-second penalty. As Hickey's after dropping down the order. What's happened to Hickey? Wow. Go on, Chloe. Stay going as you are. You don't have any penalties, girl. Stay going. Senna is up in 6th, Nebula in 5th, Digital in 4th. Digital has got a few penalties, so that's putting Nebula in a good spot. Oh wow. ART Russell's out. What happened there? How did I not see ART Russell leaving? Excuse me. Good start over the back of PDMB. Guys, I don't know who's going to finish where with all these penalties. It looks like Chloe is on the brink of beating Senna. So the marks after getting the fast lap of 130.9. So looks like Senna might have Chloe covered. Pug Wills is after getting by PDNB. Suppose PDNB is probably thinking to himself, trying to fight. Oh! Digital and PDNB are after touching there. PDNB's held on to 3rd place for now. Digital in 4th, Senna in 5th. Nebula and Chloe are in a nice little position. The Dark Matter is doing all he can, but unfortunately he has 6 seconds of penalties, which really puts him down the order a bit. Hickey's after getting a penalty, no way. Judo's in the pits. Digital's all over the back of PDMB now. Senna and Nebula are at it now as well. Close battles going on here now. Oh, Digital, is he gonna go for it? Oh, he was. PDMB and Digital are side by side there, bit of touching. Digital's gonna have DRS now. Oh, there's no DRS for the last lap. Wow. Digital's getting the toe. He's gonna try to get around the outside. Switches back to the inside. I tell you one thing, this fighting is helping the Dark Mark out massively. He needs another 2 seconds. As Nebula and Senna are fighting as well. Digital's out. Oh, Pug Will's after getting a 3-second penalty there as well. Guys, I just don't know who's going to be where now with all these penalties in the top 5. Do Chloe and Nebula get up into the podiums? I don't know what's happening. DC has a 3-second penalty, so Chloe doesn't need to be overly zealous there, but also I'm sure she'd like to beat him on track. DC has to be fair about where he tries to overtake, because that's a silly place to try and do the inside. Senna's after getting another penalty there. Guys, the penalties are racking up. So I'm going to go into Dark Matter, but it looks like PDMB is going to get the win anyway. So Dark Matter has won on track, but it looks like, yeah, PDMB gets 1st place. Nebula is 2nd. Does that Dark Matter looks like he stays 3rd, yeah. Pugwell is 4th, Digital 5th. Chloe up in 6th place. Senna in 7th. DC in 8th. Hickey 9th. Julio 10th. And Kenzie 11th place. Wow. Wow. That was an amazing race, boys. I'm delighted for Chloe there. 6th position. A genuine one at that as well. So well done, girl. Well done. Hickey, you were just brutally unlucky. I feel like the Dark Matter was robbed of at least a chance for a race win, but a definite 2nd place. Great recovery for Nebula. They worked out well. Wow. is all I'll say. And Chloe, driver of the day. Do you know what? I absolutely agree with that. She well deserves it. Well done, Chloe. And a clean race as well. Well done. Hickey, you were brutally lucky there, so you're after writing in fuck. So, the American himself, Mr. PDNB, was after getting the race win. Nebula a bit delighted with second place, as well as, do you know what? What a debut drive there by our reserve stand-in tonight. He done a fantastic race, to be fair about it. Yeah, he didn't do much wrong. So I'm going to try to get these guys in now. So I invited the top 3 in for a chat, so hopefully they can join us. So I can see Nebula, you're after getting joining in there. Do you mind just adding your audio, please?
Done.
Grand. So I'll start with you anyway, since you're the first one in here, mate. Good recovery drive. I'd say you were not expecting to get second place after what happened earlier on in the race, so well done to you, mate.
That was fun. Wow, I can't believe it. Another podium in the league. I mean, there's some great battles in the wet with PDMB. Gutted I couldn't make it stick. No traction through some of the corners, but well, a couple of spins and a good podium, so I'm really happy.
Well, very well done. And just talk us through your race. Well done, Nick. We'll get to you now in a minute, Mr. Race Winner. Yeah, so Nebulator, just explain us your race really quick, and then I'm going to go on to Dark Mark, and then we'll get on to Nick. So, just in your own words, how was your race? Well, obviously, other than what happened.
Yeah, I had a really good start, better than I thought I was going to have to get up into P2 after turn 1. And then it was just a battle with PDMB until the crossover point, and I probably stayed out a bit longer than I should have, or probably pitted a bit earlier, but I don't know, I got caught up in dirty air and spun. But oh well, a few spins, and as I say, a really good recovery from myself, so I'm dead happy.
Yeah, deadly. Dark, I have to say, mate, that was probably one of the greatest first races I've seen in FFG in quite a while, to be honest, mate. Very well done.
No, thank you for that.
You were
thanks for the opportunity, really. Last minute and everything. But no, thanks for that.
You're more than welcome, mate. You were, honestly, I felt you got robbed of a chance of a race win where I think it was Grief crashed out on purpose, so we'll be looking at that as well. But you were just so unlucky, because I think you done enough, I think, to try and fight Nick under the track for the race win, but unfortunately it didn't happen with the penalties. But you wanted to talk us through your race, mate?
Well, at the beginning, just sort of took it easy. FFG Sinner span in front of me, turn 1. I sort of slammed on, went round him. Just tried to sort of take it easy. I didn't want to sort of step out of line. It's my first race. I didn't want to sort of cause any incidents. I was being really cautious. And then on the changeover point, I felt I had quite a lot of pace compared to the cars around me, so pushed hard, managed to catch up with the top 2, and then sort of battled with them 2, PDMB and the Alpine, I think it was, for quite a while for the top 3. Then I mean, it's my own silly fault with the penalties. I can't be blaming anyone else for that. It was all my own doing. So.
The undercut was massively strong though as well, by the way.
Yeah, it was. I was meant to pit that lap, and it was all down to what he did in front of me. If he went in, I was going to stay. If he went out, continued, I went in. And he stayed. He went out, he stayed out, so I went in, and came out nearly 3 seconds in front, which cancelled out that penalty. And then obviously the safety car at the end. I pushed like mad after that, and just couldn't open up enough of a gap to keep the top spot.
Yeah, no, honestly, a fantastic race. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you do in the future going forward, mate. And I'm sure Nick wasn't enjoying it too much, seeing the new guy coming straight in and fighting like that.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll get on to you now, Nick. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So, talk us through your race. What was your feelings the whole way through that? Because you were sweating and fighting and swapping and...
So, on the start there, I almost jumped with the guys to my right, so I'm glad I held, because I seen some movement out of the corner of my eye, and I got a little nervous, but luckily I stayed still and got off to a good start, and I basically just, like he said, I played it as safe as I could, because on this track, if you you miss any of those apexes, you touch a curb, you're going around. And
Oh yeah.
that was my biggest concern, because I actually just raced Wednesday in Japan, and I had one of those. And I was just trying to avoid that and just keep my pace as best as I could to hold it out. I knew I had pace to possibly pull off the win. I'm just glad I could do it.
Yeah, no, you were definitely blessed with your teammate. What happened? Although it could have been a bad thing for you as well on the race restart. You know how dodgy they can be.
Absolutely.
Like, to be honest, it was a flawless race, and like, to be honest, what I was looking at you as well, you were keeping kind of within the 3 seconds. I know it was going outside the 3 seconds and inside the 3 seconds, but you were in around there. Like, did you feel you had more pace than you were showing near the end before the last safety car?
Yes, absolutely. I was actually really just conserving my ERS, so I wasn't pushing any ERS for most of those laps, and I was just trying to build it up because I knew he was probably trying to pull away and pull that 3 second. So I was hoping he would just wear the tires and run out of ERS, and I'd be able to, stay within the 3. And then that safety car came out, and I got real nervous because I knew a lot of bad things can happen on a safety car with 2 or 3 laps left.
Oh,
So
definitely.
I was just hoping there wasn't a catastrophe, but there was some great wheel-to-wheel with Nebula and with Mark, and I had some good racing with Pug as well. So it was a fun race, and I'm just glad I could pull it off.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely brilliant. To be honest with you, the 3 is totally deserved to be in the top 3. I do feel bad for Pug until the safety car hit.
Yeah.
But
Hey, that's
honestly,
racing.
that was fantastic racing. Yeah, that's exactly it. You win some, you lose some. It can be his week next week, and it might be your week. Who knows?
I think I
But,
needed this
lads-
after Singapore. Really badly. Really needed this.
Singapore is just one of those tracks.
Nightmare. Absolute
Yeah,
nightmare.
guys, honestly, that was such a good race. I have to give it to you. Now, next week, how strong are you in Portugal? Because that is, to me, going to be a very interesting one with it being such a new track.
See, I've only spent 2 or 3 5-lappers on Portugal, but I won 2 of them and got 3rd in another with a good group of guys. So
Oh, wow.
I'm confident, but I got to get some experience in there before we get to next week, because 15 laps on that track is not enough to have experience. It's a very difficult track. A lot of fast turns.
And also, you've got the likes of young ART Russell. Like, there is some super fast guys who just weren't up there today. They obviously just didn't shine in the wet. So you have a lot of good competition, and especially now with the new reserves, the likes of the Dark Mark there and that coming in as well, with Panda back as well. It might have been their days today, but it's definitely going to be a lot harder next week, I'd say, for you, Nick, to keep going.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sure you'll put in the time, and you'll be doing what you need to do as well. I'm sure the Dark Mark, hopefully, you'll be there, and Nebula, I'm sure you're going to be putting in a good few hours as well.
100%. Portimao's a brilliant track. I love the twists and the turns and the ups and the downs. It's a good one. It should be a good race. So
Absolute roller coaster.
it is.
Yeah.
I think I've got the perfect setup for it, but I need to do some more laps on it to get comfortable.
I'm not going to let you forget that now if you don't win.
I mean, I thought I was going to win in Singapore, and look what happened. So I'm not getting my hopes up at all. So
I actually had
Confidence
a
is
race.
good, the expectations are different.
I actually had a race around Portimao on Wednesday in another league.
Oh, really? How'd you get on?
And all I can say is keep Rara away from me. No, he basically. Cut a long story short, I was winning the race, 5 laps to go. Just after a safety car, light to night basically, 5 laps to go. Rara lost the back end, span across the grass, and he just appeared in front of me, and I drove into the side of him and knocked the wheel off.
That was just unlucky.
So yeah, it was, but it weren't his fault, but it was annoying at the time. I'd never raced on that track before, and I was almost going to win, or potentially going to win a race around it, so...
it'll
Good track.
be interesting
Well,
at
that's-
turn 11. No, turn 11.
Yeah. Oh, turn 11's going to be
Yeah.
disgusting. I pity yous.
I'm looking forward to turn 11 and those fast uphills. It's going to be fun.
I'm still gutted about last week with that 3-second penalty costing me the win.
Well, you redeemed yourself this week because the 3-second
right.
penalty got you to win.
At least
Damn
you
right.
finished the race last week.
Yeah. I did Saturday. I didn't Sunday. Sunday was a rough day for me. Good race, boys. I loved it.
No,
It was
well
fun.
done, lads. Honestly.
First stint was brilliant. Thanks for the wheel-to-wheel, PDMB.
Absolutely, man. Love it.
Alright, so guys, I'm going to end the stream here. So we're going to be racing again on Monday on our FFG channel here with the Classics League in the 2020, and then obviously back then next Saturday for Portugal. So look, the race winner PDMB, very well done. Nebula, second place, fantastic recovery, and the Dark Mark, by far one of the best kind of pieces as well. So I'm really looking forward to next week, thanks to you guys, and hopefully all the other guys there will be giving you a hard time as well.
Appreciate it, brother. Cheers.
Cheers.
Have a good one, guys. And we're over. Thanks very much, lads. Very well done to the trees, honestly. It was actually a really good race to watch.